Hi, I'm Zazinski Garrison. Today we are talking about how I bought a rental property for $10,000 and how you could do something similar. For the last 10 years, I was a mechanical engineer. Now I'm a full-time real estate investor. So my goal is to help you get started investing. So I got 4 steps to walk you through. So make sure you keep watching. Step number 1, buy a primary home that can be converted into a rental property. So why convert your primary residence into a rental property? Because you are able to get owner-occupied financing. And what that means is, as somebody who is moving into the house, you get better terms than an investor would. So instead of an investor putting down 20% or 25% for a rental property, you're able to go as low as 3% or 5%. You're also able to get a 30-year loan. As somebody who is actually moving into the house, your interest rate might be 4 to 5%, while an investor interest rate might be anywhere from 6 to 7%. So the bank will give you better terms on the house that you are actually moving into, because the bank will see you as a low risk compared to you going out and buy a rental property that you are not going to live in. They are doing that because if your money get tight, they know you will put your money towards your primary home before you put your money into a rental property that you don't actually live in. A couple more benefits: you get to move at your own speed. So basically, this is your primary home and you are able to leave your home after a year, or maybe you want to move out after 3 years or 5 years, or maybe 10. It's up to you. In addition, you also have time to learn your house and learn what improvements you need to make to your house for your new tenants. When you're buying this home, you want to make sure that it makes sense as a rental property. So you want to make sure that you know what your cash on cash return is going to be. You know what your monthly cash flow is going to be. Also, when you're buying this home, you're not buying your dream house. You are buying a house for a future tenant. So you want to think about who will that tenant be? What income will they have? Right? How many family members are going to be in that house? So you want to think from a view of a tenant when you are buying this house in terms of location, school, shopping centers, what type of jobs are available in that area. What size of tenant pool will you be able to pick from? Another thing to keep in mind is you will be living in this house. You, your family, so you might be in this house for 1 year, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years. But at some point, you will convert this into a rental property. Before you buy anything, make sure you have a good conversation with your lender. Walk through the scenario of you buying a primary, converting that into a rental property, and you buying another primary home. What type of time frame is okay? Does it have to be a year? Does it have to be 3 years? Can it be 8 months? Most of the time it's a year, but you need to have that conversation with your lender and make sure that y'all both are on the same page. Hey, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and sign up for this channel for more content. In step 2, we're gonna stay and we're gonna save. So basically, we just bought this house, so we are gonna have a good time in this house. We're gonna have fun and whatnot, and at the same time, we're gonna be saving money for our next primary home. While you're living in this house, you wanna learn how to handle maintenance issues. It could be you doing stuff yourself, or you start building your team of contractors who could make these repairs for you. It's also a good time to see how much stuff costs. So you will make up like example projects and go to Home Depot, price them out, see how much it's going to cost, or maybe have a contractor walk through your house and give you an estimate for a job. Sometimes you will have to pay a contractor to do that, but in the end, it's going to be worth it knowing that information. Step 3, move out and rent out. At this point, you are moving into a new primary home and you are converting your existing home to a rental property. Step 4, repeat. And remember, the most important step is to talk to your lender and make sure both y'all are on the same page before you buy your next primary home. Okay, now it's time for a real example. Let me show you the home I bought for $10,000. So I bought this home. This house is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. This house was a brand new build. Now this house is not me and my wife's dream house. We bought this house as a starter house. We knew that when we bought this house, we will live in here a couple years, maybe a year, maybe 2, and we will move out and convert this into a rental property. So we identified a good area with a good school zone because we wanted maybe a family to move into this house after we move out. 4 years ago, I bought this house for $144,000. I put $3,000 of closing into it. The total project cost was $147,000. If you fast forward to the current date, this house is worth about $195,000, maybe $200,000. Thanks to me buying this house as my primary residence, I was able to put 5% down, which was $7,000. I was able to get a 30-year loan at a rate of 3.5%. So the total amount that I invested into this house was $10,000. My monthly income is $1,425. My expenses are $1,300, and after everything is paid, my income minus my expenses give me $130 a month, and my cash-on-cash return is 15%. So I was able to buy this house for $10,000, live in here for 2 to 3 years, then move out, put a tenant in there, and now the tenant is paying off my mortgage. The house is going up in value. After all expenses are paid, I'm getting $130. I have enough equity in the house where I can tap into that equity to pull money out to go buy another rental property. After living in this house for 2 or 3 years, we end up moving out and buying another house with 5% down and doing the same exact process. If this video added value to you, don't forget to hit that like button, make sure you sign up for the channel, and share with a friend.